Hold on. Mic check. Mic check.
I can hear you.
Yeah, but I think the stream can too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they can. That's why I muted myself. I don't know if anyone's actually watching or not, but I thought I'd try this where I'd have like a little 30-minute intro, but it is going to be difficult for you and I to have backstage talk.
Exactly. Yeah, that's going to be weird.
That's why I was like, well, maybe we should chat through the private chat. Can you see the private chat in StreamYard?
Yeah.
No, it's better if we just talk. Maybe we'll go live early. I don't know.
Oh, it's your call. They need a, oh, I can actually, now I realize I can see you through the red.
Yeah, I'm kind of there. Yeah. All right, why don't we do the countdown, and then we'll We'll go live early.
Sure.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to the Ammunation. I'm your host, Craig Bragg, and with me tonight is the incorrigible Irving Twin. How are you, sir?
Living the, I better not swear in the first, 15 seconds or
Yeah.
2 minutes or something.
That's okay.
Living the dream. Living the dream, bro.
Living the dream. All right. And what's been happening in that dream world of yours of late? Any news to share?
Oh, I mean, your thumbnail says it all.
Yeah, I made the slate based on the most recent news here in Canada.
The gall.
The unmitigated gall of this MFer right here.
Like, does he understand that thought process also legitimizes all of what's his name, Harvey Weinstein's wrongdoings?
Oh, I know, right?
Nobody forced themselves on those women.
Exactly. I want to see something. So, folks, if you're watching, we were a little early. We started early because I decided I wanted to try something funky. I decided I was going to make this post this live stream to Twitter as well as Twitch and YouTube. But I don't know. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh my gosh, we are live on Twitter.
Weird.
You can watch it on Twitter. That's pretty cool. Well, I don't know how long Twitter videos typically go for. I think there might be a limited amount of time.
Is it still using that Periscope thing that it had for a while, or
no idea? It might be. But if you go to my profile on Twitter, you can see you and I just sitting here gabbing like a couple of idiots. I'm very happy about that because you know what? Like, I don't have a lot of followers on Twitter, but if somebody happens to see it, like somebody that you and I mutually follow, like Six or somebody else, they can watch it on Twitter if they want. I would like to see Twitter become a better place for hosting videos than YouTube, because YouTube is caca.
it's terribly biased. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and CMAC beat you to the punch this week, Mr. Twin. What's going on there?
I realize that I have an unfair advantage and no shame in abusing it, right?
Yeah.
That I get the link hours before YouTube will notify any of our viewers about it, right? So this time I gave them a fair shot and was like, no, I'll wait till I'm ready to actually hop in before I go for the first. And somebody else won.
Yeah, there we go. Well, that's great. Maybe CMAC might be watching right now for all we know.
Without that unfair advantage, yeah, no, it's anyone's game. So yeah,
it would be it'd be surprising if anyone was watching right now, because this is new for me, actually starting earlier than 10. I just thought, you know what, I could probably do like a little animation or something before, like go live before and do like, the Ammunation starting soon, play a little music, that kind of stuff, right? But then I realized afterwards, Irving and I normally sit in the green room for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, talk about topics and just sort of a quick briefing before we start. And I realized that's going to be very difficult if we have to mute ourselves so that this stuff doesn't appear on the stream. But it's all good. It's all good.
Oh, well, there you go.
Pox is here. Pox is here. Good to see you, Pox.
Evening, Pox. Evening. But that's something I guess we should bring up to StreamYard. Like, I mean, there's a paid service, StreamYard. We should be able to like completely overlay the stream with something like that so that we
Yeah,
can still have a green
and
room.
we can still have a convo
Yeah,
before it
yeah.
actually starts. Yeah.
That would
Um,
be very useful, StreamYard. I know you're watching, corporate
yeah. Is it,
spies.
StreamYard's definitely watching us because they see us as valuable customers because one, I pay for the service, and two, we do a live stream on here just about every week or every other week on my channel and every week on Irving's channel.
That's
So
right. That's right. But I don't pay for it because I'm a cheap ass.
that's okay. I'll pay for it. I'm also a cheap ass. I just I'm very bad with money, so I spend money on shit that I shouldn't spend money. Like a gym membership that is way too much for me. Like I go into this gym that I'm at, right, and I'm seeing the people there. I'm seeing the cars in the parking lot. I'm like, what am I doing here? It's all fucking Teslas and Mercedes and fucking
You know,
BMWs. And
let me tell you, man, I pay for the cheap gym. It's like, what is it, $15 a month? Uh God, if you've ever been to like an online fitness board and seen the memes
about Planet Fitness.
about any gym, any cheap gym,
Yeah.
oh God, it's all true. It's all true. People who just don't know what the fuck they're doing. People like you see an empty bench and you go to use it, and someone comes running from the other side of the gym and goes, "I'm using this." No, you're on the other side of the gym. You're doing no. I'm supersetting. It's shared equipment. That's not how this works.
Oh
Like,
my gosh, that reminds me of a little interaction I had with Chevy the other day. Actually, today. So I was training with Chevy today, and let's move this on here, and we'll get rid of the welcome to the ammunition. So I had my training session with Chevy today, and for the last part of the training, he did some really cool exercises with me today, and I felt like I was actually accomplishing something. Nothing was so hard that I couldn't do it. Kettlebell step ups are kind of hard because I want to use my
yeah,
grounded leg to help push up. So it's very hard not to do that. Especially, I think he has it a little high for me, but he's looking at me. I'm a tall guy, right? Anyway, so
your hold on. Your thigh should be parallel to the floor when you start pressing. That's
it
why.
is. So
No
I mean,
stair is
but
like that.
it seems high to me because I'm a weakling. That's why, and I don't have a lot of like glute strength just yet because I got a little tiny white man ass. Um, So at the end, he had me do medicine ball slams. Do you ever do
Okay.
medicine ball slams?
No, I don't.
It's real simple exercise, and I think it's right now is my favorite sort of calisthenics style exercise. So you
Hmm.
pick up a medicine ball. He was using a 15 pound. He couldn't find a 20, or he would have had me doing a 20. So medicine ball is just a big round ball that's made of rubber, and it's weighted, right? So you pick it up from between your legs, you raise it over your head, and you slam it down on the ground. And you do it 15 times, 3 sets of that. And I was saying, this is I really like this exercise. It helps me get my frustrations out. You know, all the fucking traffic it took me to get here. So on the last set, on the last rep, I'm like, "Fuck you, Justin Trudeau," and he just laughed. And I said, so if I want to do these on my own time, I can just come in here and do it. He's like, no, you can't do it in here. You have to do it out on the turf area because this here is for classes. So you need to be in here with a trainer. I'm like, okay, good to know. I said, but if I'm doing it out there on the turf, that's where people do their floor exercises, right? I'm not going to disturb them. And he's like, if they're disturbed, they can go to another gym. They can go to Planet Fitness. He says, they have a lunk alarm there? And I'm like, hey, no, it's stupid, right? It's kind of, me and my buddy were talking about it. It's kind of counterintuitive. We don't judge you, but if you make too much noise because you're exercising too hard, or if you drop the weights because you really loaded on heavy, we're going to hit the lunk alarm to make you feel bad for working so hard. Apparently, he was saying that they have like pizza Fridays or something at Planet Fitness. You can go there and have fucking pizza. I'm like, what the fuck is the point of a fitness place where they're gonna feed you fucking pizza?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
let's
the
undo
gym
all
that
the work
doesn't
you
want.
did here today and fucking
Yeah,
eat pizza.
it's the gym
Oh
that
man,
doesn't want you to improve.
that's right. They just want you to come back and feel like you feel good because you're doing something good. Well, you're not sitting on your ass, so I guess that's something good. But yeah, and there's a reason why it's purple and yellow color scheme, right?
Mm,
Because it's mostly people there with purple hair, and they're all a bunch of yellow bellies. Oh, see what I did there?
nice.
Anyway.
And what isn't it like free to high school kids all summer?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
Because
I
there's
mean,
like a
that's okay. I hand it to them there. Like, good for them for
yeah,
doing that because you know high school kids need to stay active because too many of them are just playing video games, right? So
yeah.
anyway, so how you been? Anything new? Any exciting news for you today or this week?
No, not really.
No.
Like, I mean, just this the absolute balls of this MFer.
Oh,
Holy
the unmitigated gall of our dear
oh.
leader, this motherfucker right here. Yeah, I could not get over it when he said that. No, I didn't force anyone to get the vaccine.
Without forcing anyone.
Oh my, are you fucking serious? Now,
Man,
okay, now I've
we
heard the
went to
argument.
dinner and committed a crime by doing it.
Yeah. Okay, let's do a little comparison, hypothetical here. Irving,
Yes, sir.
I come up to you and I say, shoot your dog, or I'm going to torture and then shoot your dog. Have I given you a choice?
Technically, yes.
Yeah, I didn't. And if you shoot your dog, I didn't force you.
No, no, yeah, because yeah, it legitimizes what's the word? Strong arm robbery, right?
Yeah, coercion. It's
Yeah.
coercion.
Give me your wallet or I'll beat the shit out of you. So if you
Right.
give over the wallet to not right, then you gave the wallet freely.
I guess what he means, he
Obviously.
thinks force means is what, China would do. They would fucking
Hold you
arrest
down.
you, tie you down into a fucking chair, and inject you. Yeah, you're right. The Canadian government didn't do that, but they made it so egregious for anybody to say, I'd rather not take the vaccine. They made them out to be second class citizens. They turned them into pariahs in their own community. They arrested people for holding church services, for staying open when the government said no, no, no. If you're telling me this isn't force, I don't know what it is. Like, it's coercion. I guess the technical term is coercion. But if you are and all Western modern democracies should have their basis of law and governance in the non-aggression principle. And coercion is a clear violation of the non-aggression principle.
Well, yeah, no, coercion is the threat of force or the
Right.
implication of force,
Right.
right? Like
It's like saying nobody's forced to pay taxes. Well, of course they are, because they don't want to go to fucking jail. So taxation is theft, or at the very least, it's what do you call it? Extortion. Extortion. You pay your taxes, or we lock you up. It's all a bunch of horse shit. All right, you got any rants about dear leader Justine?
I mean,
Yes,
that
costume. We are. I was trying something different, but I appreciate you for being here early.
we I mean, we what rant am I going to say that we don't do every week anyway?
No,
Except now we add the gall of this motherfucker.
the unmitigated gall. Yeah, I know. It's absolutely ridiculous. That he can say it with a straight fucking face. It
And
shows you just how narcissistic the cocksucker is. He is. I think he is a literal sociopath. He he thinks he's above everybody. He thinks that everything he does is above board because he's him, and he doesn't think he has to answer to anyone.
he's without doubt a narcissist.
Yeah,
Yeah, with like, I mean, it would take a lot of convincing. I know you're not supposed to what's it called diagnose from afar, right? But
well,
yeah,
this is the ammunition. We'll do whatever we want.
and I have to apologize because I really like I meant not to, but this shit is just pissing me off so much, and I started. For some reason, I had like a whole pot of espresso at like 7:30, between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. So I'm getting into the sauce just to level off.
Yeah, no, you're gonna
Yeah.
have to because sleep is important, my friend. Oh, I got a Fitbit, eh?
Nice, nice.
It tracks my sleeping. It's I really like it. I hit my steps. It almost seems like any sort of lateral movement, it's counting as a step. Anytime I make a slight move out of a chair,
I
it's like
think you can change the sensitivity.
Probably. But
My
I
the
don't
app
care.
I have.
It's easy because then I don't have to worry about carrying my phone everywhere I go to
Yeah.
count all my steps. So I'm like, yeah. So no, I really liking it. Costin prematurely said CMAC, but CMAC's not here. She just said who's first very very early, almost immediately after I 6:36 p.m. immediately after I posted this.
Oh wow.
If you're just coming in here, I just wanted to say we are streaming tonight on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm gonna check the stream on Twitter and make sure it hasn't like expired because I think Twitter might have some restrictions on how long you can post a video there. Looks like it's still going. So if you don't feel like
Yeah.
watching on YouTube because they're money grubbing evil company, you can go to Twitter where they are less money grubbing and less evil. And we've got some toxic takes tonight to get into, but we'll do those a little bit later. Other topics tonight. What do we got? We did do the I had a movie idea, but that was for a previous show. I want to delete that banner. What else you got, Irving?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you know what we could talk about? You hear about Wizards of the Coast?
and their new brand of racism, their anti-racist racism.
No, I was going to talk about their. So there's this story going around. Apparently, this guy has a YouTube channel or whatever where he unboxes. Where'd he go? He muted and stepped away. He unboxes Magic the Gathering packs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he ordered legally, through a legitimate channel, a box of a Magic set. Right.
Sure.
What was sent to him was the next Magic set, which I guess the wholesalers already have, but it's not supposed to be released yet. So it was a mistake. And it's like the name's similar, right? So it's like Shadows of whatever Apocalypse or Aftermath or something like that. That's the new set that isn't yet released, right?
Right.
He ordered the first part of that set, that whatever, and they sent him the wrong one. And he's like, oh, well, let's open them. Let's take a look. So he opened them on camera and he showed off what he got. A day later, Pinkerton security shows up at his door and says he's going to be charged.
Wait, legit Pinkertons?
The legit Pinkertons. They hired the fucking Pinkertons to go and collect the product because he didn't have it. He didn't have a legal right to have it, even though he paid money for it through a legit distributor. And they said he could be facing charges or whatever, right? So anyway, fucking freaked his wife and kid out because they four of them showed up at his door, banging on the door at like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. one day.
Please, can I interject here?
Please go ahead.
Is he a fairly big channel? Yeah,
because I never watched his stuff. I just heard this story.
Well, let's say even in like the tens of thousands or 100,000 subscribers, right? Because someone that big places that order, gets that box, and goes, "Oh my god, they love me! They've sent me the pre-thing that isn't even out yet." Right. That's great. Amazing. Let's go. Like that's probably what he's thinking.
It's probably what he was thinking. But even if he isn't, he's probably like, well, I paid for this. This is legit. I got it from a legit distributor that I always buy from.
And that's the other thing. It's entirely the fault of the company and the distributor, right?
Exactly. And the thing is when he got the invoice, it may not have been what he ordered, but the invoice reflected what he got. And the monies that were collected from him are for what he, basically he paid for the item at the right price and the whole bit. Anyway, so yeah, they sent Pinkertons to his fucking house. So I mean, like Hasbro / Wizards of the Coast is, they can't stop but shoot themselves in the foot over and over and over again. They just keep making really stupid decisions.
Fuck up.
What they should have done was basically did a very friendly call saying, "Hey, this was brought to our attention that you received this box preemptively, and you open it on stream. We would ask kindly if you would take down the video because we don't want the information about this new set being released early, and return the product. And in exchange, we will send you the product that you intended to get plus, a bunch of other shit. If you would, kindly do what we asked. No, they didn't even reach out to him. They just sent the fucking security after him. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Fucking like
CMAC is in the chat. All hail the wonderful and amazing costume. May be reign in glory for all time. Hey, Pox, how you doing? Good to see you, CMAC. Thanks for popping in. Yes, we are starting early, but that's okay. I wanted to try something different, and we did. We're gonna have to work out the logistics of doing it next time. But yeah, if you were here at the very beginning, you would see that there was music playing. The little Ammunation starting soon banner was scrolling, and the slate for tonight's live stream was up. But it makes the backstage pre-show conversations with Irving a little bit problematic, because anything we say is going to appear, or you're going to hear pre-show. So that's why we kind of said, let's just go in early. Anyway, yeah. So the magic they got. I'm like, Wizards of the Coast is like, they just keep making dumb decision after dumb decision. I don't understand what they're doing now. Apparently, the D&D movie is actually quite good. It's very enjoyable, from what I understand. I've not seen it yet. Kind of want to, but yeah.
I don't know. Like how can I justify giving them money? Oh no, I don't have to.
Well, you don't play D&D, right?
Oh, it's not even that. Like the D&D movie, right? Like,
Yeah.
Sure, I'll just let somebody else pay for it.
There you go. I'll wait for it to come out on one of the streaming services that I'm already paying for and just watch it there, because it will come out on one of them eventually. I don't know
That
which
still
one.
gets them the money. So,
Sure.
I mean, I wouldn't encourage anyone to like download a car.
Would you download a car? Yeah, if I could.
That would be fucking cool.
I'll get a fucking fleet of 3D printers going, and I'll print my fucking car.
Like, people are talking about quantum computing. It's like, what about nano computing? You literally download the car and it just nano builds it right there on the spot for you.
Like Automan.
Yeah.
You're probably too young to remember Automan.
Oh.
It was a TV show in the 1980s, back when computers were like mystical objects, and people were like, oh, they can do anything. So there's this computer scientist, right? He creates this artificial creature being out of computer code called Automan, because he's an automatic man kind of thing. And he has this little sidekick called Cursor, of all fucking things. It's just this little glowing thing, right? And anything Automan wants, it can create. It basically draws it out in like what's that type of graphic that you were on the old green monitors, like asteroids and shit? What do you call those graphics?
Oh, just like the monochrome,
like linear type graphics. So it would draw out a 3D rendering of a car, and this fucking car would appear, and it would have like blue LED light. It was probably before LEDs. It was probably neon, actual fucking neon.
Nice.
There's blue neon lines all around the corners and edges of the car, and then Automan would like drive around in this fucking thing and fight crimes.
Is this
if you can find it, you can probably find clips of Automan on YouTube. It was such
is it before or after Tron?
I think it was probably after Tron.
Okay, because I think original Tron is either 83 or 84.
I can't
honestly.
You know what? Let me Google it.
Original Tron still fucking holds up. Like, I fucking love that movie. I watched it again just like sometime during the COVID bullshit. Oh, it's so good.
Automan TV show. 1983 to 1984. It only lasted a season.
Oh, so that's actually, I think, predating Tron a little bit. I wonder who stole whose idea, because that shit happens all the time, eh?
Yeah, it was a Glenn A. Larson production. He did a lot of shit in the 80s. Superhero television series produced by Glenn A. Larson. It aired for 12 episodes, although 13 were made, on ABC between 1983 and 1984. It consciously emulates the visual stylistics of the Walt Disney Pictures live-action film Tron in the context of a superhero TV series. Let me show you. Let me see. I'll zoom in on this a bit. I will share this so you can see what I'm talking about. Uno momento, por favor.
Slick Fleece, by the way.
You like that, eh? Spider. I love Spider's design. This was Automan in the car with the computer scientist.
He looks like a fucking Ken doll.
It's very cheesy, man. It was very fucking cheesy. Anyway, there's the car.
It's a fucking Countach, isn't it?
Probably. Although I don't know if it has the gull wings. It looks like a Countach, yeah. But basically they lit it up all on the edges and stuff. Fucking Automan, man. That show was so cheesy. Anyway.
It's from a purer time, like
Is that where the annoying sounds were coming from?
when we were
Uh,
talking through the music. Yeah,
oh, probably, yeah. That's probably
you
it.
you tune in for the annoying sounds. That's all our shows are, is annoying
Yeah,
sounds.
that's right. It's like how much annoyance can I take tonight? All right, I've had enough of these guys. Like, I'm gonna go bake cookies or some shit. That's what C-Mac does. These
Like,
guys are annoying me. I'm gonna go bake cookies.
audience, I love the audience. I love the viewers. You know why? Because we're basically every week, well, at least I am, just showing up and going,
Yeah, we are. We're really
right?
shrieking into the abyss. We are really just shrieking into the abyss. So that image in tonight's slate was generated by an AI art program called Night Cafe, or a website called Night Cafe. I just put in Justin Trudeau lighting a gas lamp in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And that's one of the items that spit out. And I'm like, that fits. I'll use that. It's clearly him because you can tell by his profile, but he's wearing a goofy hat, which he doesn't normally wear. But anyway.
Yeah, they turned him mafiosa for some
Yeah,
reason.
kind of. Yeah. But he is kind of like the mafia. He is a bit
Yeah,
of a fucking thug. So yeah, that tracks. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So what else we got? I got my normal stuff. I didn't have any other banners. I guess we should talk about some other shit. Okay, maybe what's going on in the United States. So Biden announced his run for presidency, not in the typical way where he makes a speech, but he released a video,
yeah.
a highly polished, edited video.
Well, because then he made a speech and said something like we can only reelect Donald Trump, right? Like that's what came out of his mouth live.
Yeah,
So
but
obviously he had to announce in a video format.
I saw a decent take about it. Uh, the only things he said in the speech were extremist MAGA Republicans. Um, I wanted to fight for the soul of America, but there's more work to do. Well, fuck. Then you. So what you're saying is you failed in the first 4 years. You haven't done shit because he really doesn't have a lot of accomplishments to run on. And my guess is he's probably not going to pick Kamala as his VP for his second term. He'll probably pick someone else, maybe Newsom, but I doubt it. He might do Newsom just so that people can go, oh yeah, because he's the future of the Democrat Party, and Biden won't last a full second term, so he'll be in as the new president, and then he can run again, and he'll be reelected. Like the Democrats are all delusional, right? So
There's some talk of Michelle Obama perhaps getting ready to throw her hat in the ring.
I don't think Michael's
His
gonna do
hat.
it. I don't. I really don't think Michael's gonna do it because I think if he does, it'll all come out that he has a dick because he does have a dick. That's why Joan
That's not
Rivers died.
already out. I swear it's out.
Nobody believes it though. Nobody believes it.
But she
That's why
could just
Joan
say
Rivers
it.
died. Joan Rivers was gonna live to 1,000,000. She was like Betty White, but nasty, and
Betty White was
she was
pretty
gonna live.
fucking
She was gonna live forever with all the plastic that was in her and all like the artificial materials.
There's nothing left to die.
Yeah, she's like she would last like 300 years because she's not biodegradable, and she wouldn't die. And then she made that crack about Michelle Obama being a dude, and then shortly thereafter they fucking axe her because like that wasn't supposed to come out yet. They have to
Wow.
let the troon agenda play out as Fox is want to call. He keeps posting these memes in our chat. He calls them troons. Like, my God, that's hilarious. Uh, she was 99% preservatives. Yeah, she's like the female. What do you call it? Keith Richards, but in comedy. She's so fucking pumped full of chemicals and shit. I like Joan Rivers. I thought she was pretty funny. I thought she was kind of crazy, but I thought she was pretty funny.
She's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard lady.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So he's running, and then Trump, of course, puts out his message, and he's been making I don't know if you've been watching. He's making these little like 45 1 minute videos where he just points out his Agenda 47, which is kind of clever because it it's sort of like is the counter narrative to Agenda 30 and Agenda
yeah.
21, right?
Yeah.
Agenda 47, all the things that he plans to do, right? And they're just brief videos saying we're going to do this, 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 and this. It's a platform. It's a legit platform, and he's sort of trickling them out with a little bit here and there. And then, of course, he did a I think it was at CPAC or one of these other events, and he did a live talk, and he actually took questions from people, and he's just showing himself to be much more robust than the guy who's currently residing in the White House.
I,
And
I I like how it mirrors the Hitman video game series.
I've never
Agent
played it.
Agent 47,
Ah,
Agenda 47. Just
ooh,
good timing.
yeah, it's good mimetic craft. See, I wasn't aware it was Agent 47 in
Yeah, yeah.
Batman. Interesting. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
no, you know, again, talking about things that hold up over time, the original Hitman games, the first couple that came out, fantastic, just amazing video games, and
I
like they're
feel
playable now.
I've seen a lot of playthroughs. Well, I mean, I'd say the same thing about Skyrim. Skyrim's still enjoyable to play if you can get past the graphics compared to the old graphics, like compared to new graphics. I mean, but
Well,
it's
yeah, I
still a
mean,
fun game to play.
no, Skyrim, like that's what I mean is we're gonna hit a point where graphics are uncanny valleying, and
Yeah,
you won't want to play past that. You won't want to play very real people. You want to play a video game, right?
right.
So Skyrim's like already top notch, but the original Hitman games are still a little polygon,
Yeah, yeah,
right? Where you can see like, oh, his bice, like his upper arm is one rectangle and his lower arm is a different rectangle,
right.
but it moves really well. That's
Yeah,
what they got really well done.
the
But
skeleton mapping.
yes, that even though those parts are all polygons, he moves naturally. He's loose. He's walking and like the shoulders roll with every step and stuff, and it's like it's really well done. It's beautiful. Yes, skeletal architecture.
Well, you know what the thing is, there's always going to be an appeal for like a retro look, right? You take a look at all the pixel games. People still love playing pixel fucking games. People still love playing like blocky games.
Minecraft is one of the most popular games in the world.
Roblox, all these things, right? Because the gameplay is what's driving people to play it. It's not how it looks. It's not the prettiness of it. But
Yeah,
even
that's part of it.
Minecraft, when you think about it in a very simplistic sense, it is a beautiful looking game
Mhm.
because it's all geometric and the geometry is it's like your brain fills in the gaps when you see a hill and a river and stuff like and the river's moving like water would move if it was made of blocks and the lava's moving like lava would
Yeah.
move if it was made of blocks. Your brain fills all that in. You don't need the high intensity graphics because you're there to play the game, and the images in front of you are just sort of like a roadmap for you to accomplish your
But
goals.
they're still aesthetically pleasing. Like
Right.
it's
Yeah.
reminiscent of what is it, the 1920s Art Deco look,
Right. Right.
where I finally realized when I saw some buildings actually out in Scarborough, and I was looking and I was like, I know that's Art Deco, but I don't know why. As I drive past them,
You just
well,
recognize it.
as I slowly roll past them on the 401 midday, right, right, so I was like, inch at a time. I had a lot of time to look at it and think about it, and I realized, ah, no, I've got it. This is my preferred way to describe Art Deco: jarringly elegant geometry.
Yeah, I would say that's probably a good way to describe it. That
It,
is,
it's just shapes, familiar shapes, and a lot of them that smack you in the face. And that smack in the face is like, thanks, thank you, ma'am.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like,
it's true. And when you look like I watch a lot of restoration videos, I know Six watches them too. And
mhm.
when they get an old radio or something, and it was designed in that era, and it looks like shit when they get a hold of it, but when they're finished, you're like, oh my god, that's a beautiful
Mhm.
piece of like what do you call it? Bakelite plastic. Everything was fucking Bakelite back then because that was like how they made plastic. Um, But yeah, no, I like Art Deco as well. It's one of the things that I really liked about the original 1989 Batman movie with Michael Keaton.
Mm.
All of the buildings were designed very Art Deco in like it was
Art
reminiscent
Deco
of Art
plus
Deco.
Gothic.
It was,
Yeah,
but you saw a lot of the same sort of swooping
yeah,
arcs in the edges and stuff like that. So
yeah.
yeah, it was like a Gothic Art Deco kind of look. It was like, yeah, I love that movie. Original Batman, 1989.
It's the only reason that these fools have any of their superhero movies today.
That's
That's the
true.
one that made it possible.
Yeah, because up until then, superhero movies were like were garbage.
Yeah, like I mean, Superman, Christopher Reeves.
Okay,
But
I'll give you
that
that.
was
But then
Superman.
they but
It wasn't possible to transfer that to other comic book characters. Like,
sure,
yeah,
Superman, and I would argue Superman 2 were successes, but then they jumped the shark with the stuff that came after it, right? Supergirl kind of was like a nail in the coffin of Superman for so many years because they just shit the bed with the later movies that like nobody wanted to touch the property forever.
yeah. And as a kid, I loved the Supergirl. Like,
As a kid,
yeah,
yeah. Well, one, the
it
girl
was a
playing
kids'
Supergirl
movie.
was super cute,
Yeah,
but two, it was very like juvenile fiction kind of like
yeah. It was a
vibe,
kids'
right?
movie. It was a kids' movie. They made
It
it for kids.
absolutely was a
Yeah.
kids movie. Yeah, absolutely. It was like it reminded me of what was that movie? Witches
Mm,
or Hocus Pocus. It was that kind of like feel,
yeah.
a little bit campy and hokey, but had enough of the superhero stuff to make you go, ah, there's Supergirl. Speaking of Uncanny Valley, you were talking about this. I had a thought earlier this week. I think we're going to hit a point now. I think my concern is, and here's we'll get all philosophical or whatever.
We're
I
just
have a
assuming
feeling,
our viewers know what the uncanny valley is, right?
yeah. So the Uncanny Valley is where something artificial approaches such hyper realism that you have a very difficult time distinguishing it from reality.
And it stops being cute and it starts being incredibly creepy, right?
Right.
Like the more realistic the fake thing becomes is more comforting, right? Like I think like a robot arm
Yeah.
is kind of comforting. It's sort of familiar and not a threat. And then you have a cartoon bear, and then you have Pixar cartoons, and then you have polygons like Hitman,
Right.
and then Final Fantasy VII Advent Children movie,
Right.
where it's super realistic but still a cartoon, and you can tell.
Yeah.
If you go slightly farther than that, but not human, the comfort level drops to zero, and you feel threatened immediately.
Right.
Like that
So
crazy robot lady with no hair and you can see the brain, but its
yes.
face is real. It's like whole like, oh,
Oh,
yeah.
the gray skinned one. Have you seen that one?
No.
The gray skinned one's even creepier because it has like the robot lady with the pink skin. You know it's a robot because you can see her bald head with like
Yeah,
circuits and
yeah.
shit in it. But her her ability to emote visually is nothing compared to this grayskin robot.
Really.
This grayskin one is like it's fucking, and the reason they made it gray is so that people would be able to tell it was a robot because it's really really good
That's the
at,
epitome of the uncanny valley,
yeah,
right?
because it's really good at emoting. So they said if we made it a natural skin tone, it would freak people the fuck out. So they made it gray.
I'm already freaked out just thinking about it. Like I haven't
I'll see if
seen
I can
it and
find
I
it.
feel threatened.
I'll see if I can
Yeah.
find a video of it. Uh,
So what's really cool is the existence of the phenomenon of the uncanny valley is evolutionary evidence that at some point in human history or prehistory, we had an evolutionary reason to respond that way to something that looked human but wasn't.
yeah, her name is Amica.
Oh, please show it to me.
Oh, I'm going to. Don't
I,
worry.
I need to have nightmares tonight. That's I ate a bunch of spicy. I'm gonna have a couple drinks on top of espresso. Yes. Give me nightmare fuel right this moment. That's perfect. That'll work just right.
You got it, buddy. Her name is Amica. Watch this.
Yikes. Oh, I've seen enough Westworld to know where this is going.
Right? All right, let's get past her. There we go.
Hold on. No. Wind that back. Wind that back. I want to see the blonde lady talk.
You think she's fake?
That's not a person.
No, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, her name's Claire Riley. She did the.
No. That robot is called Claire Riley. It doesn't have a name. It has a number.
That's Amica. That's the robot. The gray thing is the robot. And it's really, really good.
Oh, they're showing you the internals of this robot. They're just not showing you the internals of that other robot. That's a fucking robot.
But look at that. Like, even she has the clear skull cap, but it's kind of like diffused. But it reminds you of fucking, what do you call it? iRobot.
Even the iRobot, Sonny, that's his name.
Yeah.
Actually, good movie.
iRobot's good. I just wish it didn't deviate so much from the original material. But
the original material is not movie. It's not a movie.
It's
like
short stories.
Great short stories.
Yeah.
Several and literally every short story in the book is like a step beyond, like a next evolution of that technology.
Right.
Beautiful book. But the movie, they say it inspired by Isaac Asimov's iRobot.
Yeah, exactly. So you're saying the girl there on the right now is actually a robot?
That's not a person. Yeah. No.
I think you're wrong.
They're showing you one thing and then showing you the other and finding out whether or not they can trick you. And they might be able to trick you, sir. But I noticed.
Like, that skin, I mean, apart from it being gray, looks so realistic. It's like that. Okay, I'm going to stop now, okay?
Yeah.
Do you see that movie, Megan?
I haven't. I'd like to. It's the rare horror movie I would watch just to see how they accomplished it.
Apparently it's quite good. And Megan, because it's actually, for the most part, there's CGI in it, of course, but there's stuff where it's a girl obviously wearing a mask, and then they've got animatronics on the head when they can do that. But it approaches that uncanny valley thing where it's like, fuck, it looks really real, but not quite real, but it's like, it's creepily close. Here's where
second best bed.
Sorry?
Shakespeare's second best bed.
Yeah.
So in his will, after he died, Shakespeare left to his wife his second best bed. The joke is that Shakespeare may well have been gay, married a woman to like hide it, but kept her well, and and left her his second best bed because his first best bed was obviously for his gay lover, right?
Right.
They are giving you their second best bed in the gray skin, because I can see the flaws immediately in the second best bed. I can see what's wrong with the gray skin.
Right.
It's not the gray skin. Actually, its emotions, its emotive is a little bit mechanical. And they're putting their best work under your nose to see if it passes.
Maybe.
It's all a test run. Remember, the governments now have license to psyop you for testing purposes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Since Obama, I mean, our government's probably been doing it longer, but Obama basically opened the door in the United States.
Can you?
Pox toxic, but can you fuck it?
Look,
LOL, Pox with the important questions.
Anything's a dildo if you're brave enough, Pox.
That's true. I tried to get Irving to do a brothel review when the sex doll whorehouse opened in Canada, and he wouldn't do it. They have a sex doll whorehouse in Canada?
Yeah, like,
where's that?
This is a.
Is it in Ontario?
Let's not go to Canada. 'Tis a silly place.
It really is.
Take one for the team, Irving. I know, right? He never takes my terrible advice. He also wants me to fight YouTubers.
He never takes my terrible advice. We need to corrupt him further. Yes.
You don't understand. I'm incorruptible, not because I'm not corrupt, but because I am as corrupt as I mean to be. It's my own choice to do so. No one corrupts me. I corrupt myself.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm just going to check real quick and see if we have anybody watching on Twitter.
I was for a bit, but I turned it off.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. I can put it back on just to have
No,
it.
I just want to see if anybody's watching. That's all. Where is it? Is it gone? Home.
Oh, you may have run out of
No, it's still going, man.
Oh, okay.
It's still going. 0 viewers, though. If you guys don't want to watch on YouTube, you can also watch on Twitter. Now, I don't know if the comments will sync with StreamYard from Twitter. But yeah. Anyway, so what I was getting into with the Uncanny Valley thing is I think we're going to slip into a point where we are not going to be able to tell we're not going to be able to tell reality from manufactured media. I mean, there's a YouTube short that I watched, and it actually really freaked me the fuck out. So I don't know if you've heard about this. So this woman, she receives a call from her daughter, okay? And her daughter says, "Mom, I really fucked up. They're going to kill me. Please do what they say." And then another voice comes on the phone. She receives a call from her daughter from her daughter's phone number, okay? And another voice comes on the phone and says, "You're going to do what I tell you, or I'm going to drug your daughter, have my way with her, and leave her in Mexico." In like the middle of the desert in Mexico. Turns out the entire thing was a fucking spoof. Somebody was able to deep fake her daughter's voice to the point where it convinced her own mother and spoofed the number. And I'm like, that is so fucked up. It's going to, and you know what? We're going to see a deep fake of some political leader doing something horrendous, and half the population will believe it's real, half the population will believe it's a deep fake, or maybe more than the half the population will believe it's real. And then it's going to become an entire industry where people are going to have to be able to come out and look at media and go, definite deep fake because we analyzed the pixels or whatever, right? But my concern is we're going to hit a point where we're not going to be aware what reality is anymore. And then at that point, what is reality? What should we trust? Should we do anything? Should we even can we even trust our own eyes at that point? Right?
So apparently, the slang colloquialism "touch grass" now has real philosophical meaning, and that's the only thing you can trust is the grass beneath your feet.
Bingo. I've seen this movie. Did they know the password? Yeah, so apparently she developed a password. And after watching that video, I'm like, Melina, you and I need a password. So we wrote it down. We didn't say it out loud because for all I know, nefarious people are listening in. So we just wrote it down on a sticky note and we put it in a place where only we can see it. Like our cams can't see it. Only we can see it.
Government spies can't see it and can't hear it. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So if something situation like that arises, like I'm out somewhere and I get a call from Melina, or vice versa, she gets a call from me, she'll just say, "What's the password?" And then if it's really me, I'll tell her the password. And if it's not me, they won't know the fucking password.
Chariot Progressive, listen. Mandelbrot set is in motion. Echo Choir has been breached. We are fielding the ball.
That's a little more complicated than we just have a 2-syllable word.
No,
is not used in common parlance.
No. Actually, so you never seen American Ultra?
I don't know if I did or not. No.
With Zuckerberg there, the kid who played Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh wait, American Ultra, is that about the kid who works at like a convenience store, but he's actually a failed
sleeper
agent?
He's a
Yeah, he's a
failed
sleeper agent.
sleeper agent. Yeah.
Yeah, they keep him high and they keep his girlfriend like keeps him sedated so that
No,
he
no,
does
he keeps himself sedated because he can't leave without orders, right?
right.
So he's self-medicating because he's fucked up from all
But he
the
doesn't even
training.
remember it. He doesn't
No.
know who he
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
His girlfriend has to like snap him out of it, but she's
Because
like his handler as well, right?
yeah, she's the
That's
handler
fucking
that
great.
fell. It's a great movie.
It
It's
really is.
so
It kind of
good,
flew under the radar.
and that actor is so good in everything he does. I really enjoy him.
Who what's his name? Jesse Eisenberg?
Yes,
You
yeah,
like him, eh?
I do. Yeah, he's a excellent actor. Uh,
The password is cornbread. I love cornbread. That Jiffy stuff is the best. I do not like cornbread. I've had it. Every time I try it, I'm like, yeah, still not my thing.
so there's a trick to cornbread. My mom makes a mean cornbread. You have to get it right out the oven and smear it with room temperature butter so that
Yes.
it melts right in right away. And too sweet? No, no, no. There's no sweet in the cornbread my mom makes. It's
Yeah, but some people I bet add I mean corn's a sweet vegetable, but cornmeal shouldn't be sweet. So
so good.
yeah, not a fan of cornbread. I like a good Yorkshire pudding, but cornbread not my thing. Um yeah, but that's my concern. We're going to hit a point where no one's going to be able to distinguish reality from fantasy. And at what point then is that the end of humanity? At that point, and if think about it this way, if AI progresses along a specific path where it can confuse the majority of the population, something that's not real is real, then AI can basically control the behavior of the entire planet or
Well,
a significant enough portion of it.
I'm having weird thoughts right now, and I think they belong in Irving's Oddities.
All right, well let's
Yeah.
pull up that
Uh,
there banner.
we had spoken about technology under Irving's Oddities and how
Yep.
we're in the Edison path and not the Tesla path, where things would have been very different had we, right, like video games that have the tech tree.
Mhm.
You use one technology and then you learn the other. But sometimes a certain technology blocks you out of the whole other path of technology.
Right.
There's two paths here. I think if that were true, if you could end up putting on the internet and on the television perfect examples or perfect simulacra of you and I saying, you know what, I just think all the trannies and leftists are right, and we should just go along with their agenda because it's probably right and just and good, and anyone who disagrees is a Nazi and has to go. If they could do that, the two paths are one, people would panic, lock themselves in their basements, stop watching everything, and end up eventually starving to death in pure paranoia and anxiety, just isolated from all other people. The other path is I can't believe anything I see on the idiot box, which is, you know, the Overton window, the MK Ultra of if it's on the TV, it's real. If it didn't go on the TV, then it's not true.
Right.
And they could just step outside and talk to real people in front of them because that's the only thing they can trust now. They would
But
have to go out and literally touch grass. That philosophy, this incredibly deep philosophy created by fucking losers who don't know anything, but somehow struck gold with
yeah.
touch grass, my dude. And
My,
yeah,
my
you can
concern though
trust
is
the grass
like
beneath your feet and the person in front of you. That's
right
the only things that are real.
that we know of. But
Again,
yeah,
Corey Irving's Oddities. I've got a weird thought. Did you ever watch Community?
no, I did not.
Oh, it's a great show. Chevy Chase, funny Chevy. You've got a trainer by the same name.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase has this. He's a rich dude. He buys all this stupid shit for no reason. And one episode, he has ear noculars. It's a huge hearing aid that he can hear people talking like a mile away, right? And listen to their conversations.
That's funny.
And finally, he throws it away and he explains, look, we hear in this range because the people in this range are the people we care about. And that's the only thing we should be listening to. That's the only thing we should notice. Right. And he's right that we have to go outside and talk to the people who are there. Like you and I are, what is it, 60 kilometers away?
Probably about 40 or
Yeah.
50, maybe. Yeah.
Right. And we're friends, but we mostly talk over this stupid machine.
True.
We should be, and you had a great story about helping your neighbors with the snow, right?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. And that is the best outcome of your worst case scenario. Is
Well,
that
I guess what I'm trying to get at is, okay, so you take a look at, okay, let's assume that the technological path that we're on right now, where AI is evolving of its own accord, and robotics technology is advancing to the point where facial emoting is getting very, very similar to actual human facial emoting. At some point, it's just going to happen, and we're not even going to be aware of it, that more of what we interact with and do is going to be simulated than reality. And then I think about the argument, well, maybe we're already in a simulation. And we're just reaching the point now where we can develop a simulation very,
Mhm.
very convincing. So it's going to be this constant infinite regression down to simulation of simulation, like that Rick and Morty episode where he needs to power his car. So he finds this tiny race of aliens, and he puts them in a box, and he makes them walk on this little pair of paddles that generates electricity that powers his car. And so there's millions of people all over the world. He gave them a whole bunch of technology, but in return, all they had to do was walk on these things. Well, what ended up happening was one of the people in that little tiny pocket universe inside his car did the exact same thing to a tiny microscopic group of people,
Right.
and it was like an infinite regression of all these different civilizations that were microscopic nano, quantum sized creatures that were basically powering the one above it. What if that's what we're in right now? We're just
Yeah. Well, 33.3% chance.
okay, maybe. Where does that figure come from?
Okay, so there's only 3 possible outcomes, and all of them are the same likelihood.
Right.
Uh, A will never achieve the capacity to simulate an entire universe, which is what you would need to actually have a proper simulation. You can't simulate Earth. You have to simulate the galaxy, like the solar system, the galaxy, and the whole universe to get an accurate depiction. That would lead to infinite regressions. So that's A. We don't reach that. B. We all die before that. Or C. We already did it
Right.
and that's it forever. So all 3 outcomes are equally possible because we have no idea whether or not any of them are possible.
Right. Right.
Right.
We've got a few comments between CMAC and Pox, so let's share them
Yeah,
real quick.
that's the best part of our whole stream is they're having their separate conversation.
It's
They're
true,
not
right? But and the cool thing is that it's related to what we're talking about, and it helps us feed back into it. So CMAX says, "I oppositional defiant disorder. The AI is going to hate me." Hawk says, "There's already an entire slice of
Teslas.
society that can't distinguish real from fantasy. We call them truths." Jesus Christ. LOL, Pox, that was fire. I already did the basement thing for like 10 years outside of madness. You hid in a basement for a decade? Pretty much, yeah. Why? My workshop is down there. Oh, okay. Embrace the chaos, C-Mac. I'm trying, Pox. LOL, I have to get on the train again for the first time since I was hostage, and it's freaking me out. Yeah, we need to hear more CMAC stories. CMAC, again, the invitation's open. If you want me to send you the StreamYard link, you're welcome to join in if your technology will allow. How do I undo some PTSD? More mushrooms? I was watching one of the fitness YouTube videos, and he was talking about, I want to call it Watanega. It's like a root, but apparently has a very calming effect, and it helps. It just sort of it zeroes out your anxiety and your stress, and it really helps you sleep. And
My,
you can get it as a supplement. You can eat it as an actual, like, basically a refined plant product. And there's a couple of different types. One of which is like really really strong. He took like the most commonly available over the counter supplement. I think it's Watanega or something.
not
Wataega.
ayahuasca.
No, it's not ayahuasca.
Okay.
It's a supplement you can buy. I'll have to see if I can find it.
Before we
Anyway,
go farther, wait. Before we go farther down here, high dose mushrooms once every 8 to 12 months is apparently incredibly good for PTSD. Also, strangely, pretty much annually, MDMA. Uh, yeah, like I don't advocate use of drugs for anyone regularly, but with wide enough gaps between doses, apparently MDMA has huge benefits for people suffering PTSD. Uh, yeah,
I
more
found I found, I found the name of the plant product. It's called ashwagandha.
ashwagandha. Oh,
Yeah,
I prefer swishma.
same sort of thing.
Oh, I mean, it didn't
Yeah.
work. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you're telling a joke. I'm sorry.
I was trying.
Uh,
You didn't fall for it though. Good on you.
I'm really bad at the innuendo. What's swishna?
Swish my balls in your mouth.
There you go. It's called ashwagandha. Apparently, it's a plant supplement that it really helps with stress and anxiety. So if you suffer from stress and anxiety, apparently it just zeroes it out. You just when like those intrusive thoughts come in your head that lead you down a rabbit hole where you're going to worry about it all the fucking time, and you're going to think about what if this, what if that, what if this, what if that.
Mm.
You just don't go down the rabbit hole. The intrusive thought comes in your head. Oh fuck! What if I the example he goes, what if I submitted that report wrong? Oh no, this will happen, or maybe this will happen. You just go, oh, what if I submitted that report wrong? Oh fuck, if something happens, then I'll deal with it then. Which is me all the fucking time. You don't know how many times at work I'm like, huh, wonder when that happened.
Eh,
Let me try this.
So look, we were decrying Trudeau, and I was calling him a narcissist. But
Yeah.
let me tell you, little bit of narcissism goes a long way, right? That you're asking those questions. What if I submitted the report wrong? If I ever ask myself that question, my brain responds immediately. Of course, you didn't submit the report wrong. You're fucking awesome. You took care of it. You did it right. You
Yeah.
always like, and but part of that is training and practice. That you put yourself into it and you make a point of doing things correctly, and you take pride in doing it correctly, and suddenly you trust yourself to do it.
Is brag a witch now? Funny story, C-Mac. When I was in college, I was exploring Wicca. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was
Yeah.
very interesting stuff. And I think there was a hippie chick who was into it, and that's probably why.
Mm.
But anyway,
All the
um,
cool, open-minded people explored Wicca at least a little.
yeah, I thought it was kind of neat. Oh, that's kind of cool. My mom bought me a set of tarot cards, even though she's like a total Christian, just because she found out I was interested in it. Anyway, uh, okay, I'll make a potion. There you go. There's about a million dick jokes I can make right now. LOL. I need to get laid on the train pucks. Hey, getting laid in strange places is part of the human experience. You have to do it. Where are you going on a train to, C-Mac? You sounds like you got a trip coming up. What's going on? No, but this is my concern, right? Oh, you were talking about MDMA. So I had a discussion with a buddy. He might be watching. Sometimes he does. I was having a discussion with a buddy about DMT, and I mentioned to him I really like to try DMT just because I hear so many like interesting things about it. And then we started riffing, started joking, right?
Okay.
About the machine elves. And I'm like, I just want to
Yeah.
meet the machine elves, man.
You don't want to meet the machine elves.
Apparently the machine elves are like really cool.
You don't want to meet the the machine elves.
And
Trust me.
then I like meet the machine elves, and then ask them like don't ask them really like esoteric questions. Ask them stupid shit like, "What's your favorite TV show?" and, and then I said, and they come back with you. They're like watching you from a higher plane, and like you're fucking you have the banality of your life is sublime. We want to watch you just pick your nose. Yeah, why don't you want to meet the machine elves?
You don't want to meet how much mushrooms and acid have you done?
I've done a fair bit of acid. I've only done mushrooms once or twice.
Okay, I'm sorry. Are you talking about like I've done a countable amount of trips, or I've done dozens, or I
No,
lost
no, I'd
count
say
in
a
high
countable
school?
amount. I've done it at least 5 or 6 times.
Then you don't want to meet the machine elves. I am a person that could be called um an experienced psychonaut.
Okay.
I no longer know how many times I have gone down the rabbit hole on those kinds of drugs. I had access to 2 whole DMT vaporizer pens.
Oh yeah.
They are gone. And every time I thought I shouldn't do this, I don't want to go to that place. And then I did it anyway.
So are you
I
saying
don't
DMT is addictive, or the experience
know.
itself is addictive?
Uh no, I'm just like that. More about me.
Okay.
And yeah, you don't want to meet the machine elves.
So okay, so tell me about your experience in meeting the machine elves. What is it that turns you off of the machine elves?
They're not if it wasn't for my prior experience, they would have done me some kind of psychological harm. They're not on your side. They're not for you. They're not like good, kind fairies that just want like no, no, no. They're malevolent beings. There is dark things out there,
Hmm.
and yeah, they want in,
So you're saying they're demonic?
perhaps, or so far beyond what we are that they just don't care. The same way you don't care about ants. You don't notice what as you walk and step on ants. And imagine an ant one day stood up and went, "Yo, Craig, what the fuck is this about? I suddenly understand what human life is, like houses and things." You'd be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" It's basically that. Like you, you would not take the ant seriously, no matter how much it expressed to you that it understands mathematics. It knows the engineering. It schools me the way CMAC does on plumbing in my own house. You'd be like, yeah, but dude, you're a fucking ant.
Oh, so that's you're making an analogy between the machine elves
The
and
machine
human.
elves treat you that way. They find you amusing for a moment or two. But if
Right.
you're there too long, they get frustrated with you and they don't want you there anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Um, so CMAC answered, I was supposed to go to the doctor May 9th in Toronto, but I'm going to cancel then until I can calm my tits about the train thing. Can't you take a ride? Like, can't you get a drive or something? Can't you, fuck no DMT. That's the drying place. Maybe she meant dying place.
Dying place.
Dying. Okay. Ask Irving about his DMT friend. Who's your DMT friend?
Uh no friend. No friend of mine. Uh geez. Okay, yeah, so Pox got the right attitude there if you go down a couple of
Not gobbling down mushrooms by the ounce.
yeah,
They are demons.
mushrooms take you to a good place. They're all about you. You're experiencing yourself in a different way, right? Uh
That's interesting because the two occasions that I did mushrooms, I just felt really chill, but I didn't. It wasn't like a hallucinogen, like for me anyway. It wasn't like a hallucinogen like LSD was.
no, it's mushrooms are analog, LSD is digital.
Okay.
LSD hits you as it hits you by the dose, right? There's no changing it. Like the mics of LSD will do to you what they do to you. Mushrooms hit you based on how you feel. So you could do 3.5 grams of mushrooms and feel almost nothing because you're not in the right place to do them. You can do a gram of mushrooms and be tripping balls because you're having such a good time, because mushrooms are about you. They grow in the ground. They're they're just part of all of nature. It's really weird how mycelium is the biggest organism in the world, right? Uh so yeah, yes,
Did
this
you
is
did
probably
you
one of Irving's
did you
autism.
see the video of the grew mycelium in a maze, and the mycelium was able to navigate the maze to the food?
And the better one is the one where mycelium recreated the uh Japanese train system. Yeah, they put food in key places and then put mycelium or put fungus down, and it grew exactly like the trains in Japan, because the food was the small towns in Japan
Right, right.
that connected, and it grew in the most efficient way. So it's very conscious and it grows efficiently, and it's alive, right? And you're consuming this alive thing that's works with you, and what you're experiencing is about you. DMT is not about you. DMT is opening you to something else.
Well, that's what's interesting to me about it. You know what I mean? The fact that it's actually a higher state of consciousness.
We were also talking about Wicca, right? And
Yeah.
Wicca is weird because people think it's like the good kind witchcraft. There's no such thing. All witchcraft is Moloch worship. It's all Baal worship. It's all anti-Christian. And the one time I went with my buddy to some weird Wicca workshop,
Yeah.
I got pointed out, all right, singled out, and was like, no, no, no. The leader of the workshop literally pointed at me, accused me of being a bad person, and said I shouldn't be here. And that's when I gave
Well,
up
you are a bad person.
a little bit. But that's when I realized, oh, okay, yeah, I've got a thing. And they don't like it because, like the way they were talking about corrupting me, you can't corrupt me because I'm already corrupt. You can't. The yellow ring of power doesn't work on Batman. It does not make him a bad person because he already uses fear as his weapon to do good things. I am as corrupt as I mean to be, right? I am the monster that all people are, except I do have it under my control. It can't be controlled by somebody else.
Okay, so there might be a side conversation going on here. Costin says, "Hey, sup, Costin? Hey, Costin, look it up." I don't know what he's talking about. Look it up. Maybe the size of his cock. And then C-Mac just puts a black heart there.
What?
I don't understand the side conversation that's
No, no,
going
no.
on.
You missed one. Maybe.
No, I know. Maybe threatened him with my spiritual pee-pee. And she said, "Stop waving that thing around, Pox.
Yeah, yeah.
You're going to put someone's eye out." I just thought maybe Costin had something to say because it went, "Hey."
Oh, yeah, maybe. But no, yeah. The spiritual peepee. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm in a strange place, and I'm in a place that spiritually you can't convince, say, an atheist based on me, because I'm not a good person. The thing is, I know I'm not a good person. All right. But I also have limits. I still have some kind of principle, right? And I'm weak to pleasures of the flesh, right? But that's a human failing. That's not a spiritual failing. That's a flesh failing. But when it comes to things that are spiritual, like somehow I've built a wall that no, I won't cross that line no matter how deep I get here. I'm not like, yeah, the demon things that I put in me, right? The bad things, the dark things
Mm-hmm.
won't won't control me, won't push me past the walls I put up. So somehow, even though I want to believe I'm both things,
Probably right, Fox. I know what you're saying, and I mean, as an atheist, a weak atheist, I'll say, um, I try to be a good person in quotes because, and I think I know what that means because I think my morals and my principles are informed by a Christian worldview, and I understand what it means to attempt to be Christ-like. I know I'll never attain it, right? But I try to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? I'm pleasant to other people. I don't have a lot of rage in my heart. Uh, there's things that really piss me off. There's things that really bother me, but I don't. I don't give in to rage. Um, I don't overindulge in things apart from like food sometimes. And I've been really good about that lately because I want to get into shape. But sometimes I will just gorge myself on things that are bad for me. Um, but I don't, like I said, I'm not doing that anymore because I'm trying to get into shape. Um, but I don't view that as, I don't view it as being something that I can achieve. It's something I look to do or try to do. You know what I'm saying? I strive
it,
for.
it's corporations call them policies. It's a thing I continue uh, to do every day.
Right.
Right. I strive to do this every day.
Right.
That's yeah, it's my policy
Right.
basically. That yeah, it's not that I'm not inclined or like I made the conscious decision, and that's pardon me, more valuable than, well, I mean, hate to go to Jordan Peterson because he's kind of, the pariah on all sides these days, even though he's still famous and gets a whole lot of views from Daily Wire and whatnot.
Why is he a pariah all of a sudden?
I
Why?
don't know. He all like he every everybody hates him. Deep right wing people think, oh, he's not a paragon. Look at these silly things he said. Deep left wing people will be like, oh, he's not a paragon. Look at these things he said. But he's kind of,
Well,
yeah,
he's like everybody else. He's flawed, right?
yeah. There you
He's
go.
not. He's very quick to lash out on Twitter, and he should be much less so.
No, I like it. Go ahead, say your opinion, and
No,
you know
I
what?
just mean
You know why I'm okay with it? Because when people call him out, when he has real reason to believe that shit he said on Twitter was wrong, he'll come out and say, "Yeah, no, I was wrong. I made
well,
a mistake."
that's something everyone should do. When you find out
Yeah,
you're wrong, you should admit it.
they
But I just
should,
mean that
but they don't, and he
he should
does,
be
and that's
less
why I like him.
quick. He should be less quick to get angry on Twitter. How about that?
No, no. I mean, he could be. It would be better for brand and money and shit. But no, that's why I like him, because he'll just say it when he thinks it. That thing about people that casually swear more are more trustworthy than people who don't.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got no filter, apparently.
I don't care about swearing. I don't. I think
Sure.
profanity is stupid. I think the principle of profanity is stupid. These things enter our lexicon for a reason, and they stick around for years for a reason. They have value. If we're constantly using so-called profanity in our everyday speech, it ceases to be profane, and it actually just has a reason to exist.
Maybe
So
punctuation, right? Like verbal punctuation. What the fuck? It's just
exactly,
a
yeah.
question mark.
There's a
Word.
time and a place to say fuck. Now, if you're the type of person who says, fuck this fucking guy who's telling me that I should fucking sell my V8 and buy a fucking Honda, I told him to go fuck himself in the fucking ass, a fucking prick. That, then, it might sound funny, it's kind of
A
telling
little,
that
a
you don't
little
have
excessive.
you don't have a very big vocabulary because he's.
But conversely, I believe him
Oh, sure,
because
he's being totally genuine. You're absolutely right.
yeah,
He's being
yeah,
genuine.
no filter. Thought entered his head, thought came out his mouth. He's not trying to win you over. He's just telling you what he thinks. He's
Yep.
telling it like it is for him right then in that moment.
Yeah, I appreciate the honesty, but
Yeah.
if I have like my little nephew around, I'm like, maybe you want to hold that back.
There was what was that cartoon with the young Looney Tunes? Animaniacs, right?
Oh, Animaniacs. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And there was like a Chicken Little kind of character who just cussed and they had to bleep him out all the time or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
And then they walk through the park and for the whole thing he doesn't swear. And they're like, "Wait, what happened?" He's like, "There was kids around." So like he knew
You
it
knew when
and
it was
like
appropriate.
like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's the most genuine character. That's the most beautiful kind of person.
But
That
the ironic
regardless
thing
of
is
his
that
filters and his lack
Animaniacs
of
is a
filters.
show for kids.
But that character with no filter at
Right.
all, the most vulgar piece of shit, knew knew to protect children. And somehow we've lost that, and now
Sure.
people are fucking celebrating that. And
Oh, and not only that, we don't longer want to protect children. We want to fucking castrate them and
yeah,
mutilate them.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking Tiny Toons, thank you.
Tiny
You
Toons.
absolute ape, yeah.
Is that what he said? Tiny Toons, you absolute ape.
Yes, that's the one. Thank
Yeah.
you.
With Wacko, Jacko, and Dot.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah. Um, Speaking of vulgarity, let's look at Pox Toxic Tapes.
Oh, before we do though, because
Sure.
Irving's Oddities just ate a whole bunch of time there.
Yep.
And what I had on my mind earlier was, oh, Irving's Oddities. This is maybe a subset of Irving's Oddities. Just weird thoughts that get into my head. Uh, we can call it you can't have it both ways.
Okay.
Either Larry is short for Larold, or Harry is short for Horrence. You can't have it both ways. That was supposed to be Irving's Oddities tonight. I don't know how we did this. What the hell just happened?
That's okay. It's food for thought. I'm not gonna lie, but I also, well, okay. The problem is though, those are like slang terms for proper names, right? So, like the name Dot is short for Dorothy. Like, why? Like that's
It,
Dory or Doro would be a short for Dorothy,
I
or
mean,
Rothy would be a short for Dorothy.
Rothy's pretty
Dot
good actually. Dottie. I mean,
and Bill for William. Like, there's no B in William. Why is it Bill? And Dick for Richard. I could say that because my middle name's Richard. Like, why Dick? It makes no sense. Anyway,
it's my favorite one. Oh,
Chalk Hawk says the
wait.
Jews did this.
Yeah, probably. But you know why I thought of that? It was actually because of that Joe Rogan clip you had played.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That I was like, no, you can't have it both ways. The word is either pronounced muscles
Or
or the word is pronounced muscular.
muscular. That's right. It's all round and muscular. Fucking love it. Just the way he says it, it's hilarious.
Dort.
Dort. Fuck, that's funny. Dort. Would you talk to a woman who went by Dort?
I would befriend
She's
that.
probably
I
a
would
female
marry her.
comic, in which case, yeah. Because if she goes by Dort, she's probably a female comic, like a comedian. Comedian.
Does she
Does
have
she
weed?
have the weed? Then I'll talk to her. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. All right, I want to go to Pox Toxic Takes because he's got
Let's
some
do it
good
because
toxic shit
he's
this week.
been a
I'm not
maniac
gonna lie. All right, where are we
in
here?
the chat. Jeez.
Where are they? There's a few back here. Oh yeah, okay, this one. They were once men. Oh shit, that's good. All right, let's find another one. I think I'm still sharing, but there's a few more.
Yes, you are.
Uh, I'm gonna skip this one, but I like this one. Me, fact, logic, pedo, drones.
Fucking flamethrower. Oh my God.
Oh shit! Is that that's Modern Warfare? Eh? Yeah, it's funny shit. All right, this one, this one was pretty good. Miss, you dropped your wallet. No thanks. I have a boyfriend. Okay. They fucking douches have a fucking pizza party with her wallet. Oh, it's fucking hilarious. Oh shit. And finally, this one's terrible. But I didn't laugh at this in the chat. I did a surprise face, but I don't know. I'm gonna share it just because
Needs
it's
more fire, says C-Mac.
I'm not gonna read it. I'll let you read it.
So how would you contribute to the dynamic of this company, Shanique Willandria? My name is Stacy. Yeah, sure it is, Twerk Alicia.
It's fucking terrible.
No, that's actually a play on another one where an Asian girl got pulled over on the highway, and
Yeah.
the cop says, am I pronouncing this right, ping pong? It's Lucy. Okay, sushi.
I think I saw that video. I think I saw that video. Speaking of I was watching, you know how YouTube has those like free free movies, like full-length movies you can watch?
I didn't know that, but okay.
Yeah, so if you
I
go to
used
the
to have Caligula. It's off now.
Oh, really?
Down.
Well, they have a section where basically they have movies that you can buy or rent or watch free with ads. So some of the older shit, some of the B movie, direct to video stuff is
Sure.
free with ads. There was a comedy special hosted by Red Fox called The Dirtiest Jokes Ever. It was promoted by Penthouse magazine.
Nice.
And so Red Fox was hosting it at this comedy club in I think California somewhere. It had Andrew Dice Clay, Red Fox, of course, and a couple of other comics. One guy whose name was, oh shit, I can't remember. Ronaldo Ray. Yeah, Ronaldo Ray. This big black guy with an orange afro and like pale brown skin. And he immediately comes out and starts joking about how the fuck, he's not from Africa. Like his ancestors really had crackers and all sorts of shit in it, right? And he's like, you were expecting a Mexican with a name like Ronaldo. Anyway, he told a joke that to make it C11 compliant, have modified for the telling of No One Tells Jokes anymore. So it's got Canadian content. So C11 is, we're not going to get deranked because it's not Canadian enough. Do you have a joke tonight, by the way?
No, but we're on the topic, and I'll probably swing back to Anthony Jeselnik if people don't know him. So
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
that poor bastard's been neutered by the whole world, apparently.
We can talk about it, yeah. But I'll tell you my joke real quick. Irving, you ever been to Sault Ste. Marie?
The Sioux?
The Sioux? Have you ever been there?
No.
No. Okay. So in Sault Ste. Marie, there's this bar. It's actually like an institution. It's been there for so long. It's called Bill's Bar, and it's right on lake. It's right on the shore of Lake Superior. And Bill is the proprietor. And one day, this wino staggers into the Bill's Bar, and he's disheveled, he's ashen faced, and he's dripping wet from head to toe. And he stumbles over the bar and he staggers over the bar. And his name's Old Weird Larry, by the way. Bill recognizes him immediately. He's like, "Oh fuck, here comes Old Weird Larry." Anyway, so Old Weird Larry, he staggers up to the bar, and he plumps down on the rail, and he's like, "Bill, you got to give me a drink. I just went through hell." And Bill's like, "Oh, really? What happened, Larry?" And he's like, "I was standing on the rocks, and a fish jumped, taking a piss, and a fish jumped out of the water and bit my dick off." And Bill's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." He's Larry. No fish bit your dick off. He's like, "It's true. I got it right here in my pocket." I was like, "Okay, so if the fish bit your dick off, Larry, how do you have it in your pocket?" He says, "I jumped in after it and I wrestled him for it, and that's why I'm all wet. Why do you think I'm all wet?" He's like, "All right, whatever. Okay, let's see it then. If you have your dick in your pocket." So he reaches into his left pocket. He pulls out. He slams it down on the bar. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit my laptop there. Slams it down on the bar. Says, "There." And Bill looks at it. He's like, "Larry, that's just a soggy old cigar." And Larry looks down. He's like, "Oh, must be in my other pocket." He reaches into his other pocket. And he pulls it out. And he slams it down on the bar. He says, "There. Now, can I get that drink now, please?" And he's like, "Larry, that too is just a soggy old cigar." And then Larry looks at it, thinking like, "Holy fuck, I smoked my dick!"
Oh.
Oh, there you go. No, they did not tell the aristocrat joke. No, I've heard the aristocrat joke. Aristocrat. I've heard it. I've heard several versions of it.
Yeah, well, that's the joke, is that it's not a joke. It's a joke between comedians just to be gross to each
Right.
other.
Yeah, it's who can out aristocrat the last
Yeah.
comedian. Gilbert Gottfried's is pretty awesome. If you haven't heard it, yeah, the aristocrat joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch. It's definitely not safe for work. It's not safe for YouTube. DM Craig. Oh, he sent me a DM.
Yeah, no, this was a good one. It was a little deeper back in the in the
Oh yes. All right, let me share that real quick. I forgot about this one. I wanted to show this one. I thought it was fucking hilarious when I saw it. Just one more genital mutilation, and I'll finally feel normal. What's the green shit around the mouth? Is that supposed to be lipstick or
I
whatever?
guess,
It
yeah.
looks like a narwhal tattoo on the face or something like that.
God.
Oh Christ. That's some funny shit, man. Anyway, that was my joke. But you want to talk about what's his name? Alexander Solzhenitsyn?
I just realized that's actually not too far off from his name, actually. Anthony Jeselnik.
Anthony
One of the
Jeselnik. Yes, tell me more about
I
Anthony
just I
Jeselnik.
just I discovered him on the what was called the Dirty Tour.
Okay. Oh, is this part of
About
No One Tells Jokes anymore?
sure,
All
10,
right.
12 years ago, and he
Okay.
just came out and told some of the most horrific jokes, like left turn jokes out of nowhere, so hard to follow, and you were always caught by surprise, and everything was terribly offensive. And yeah, I haven't heard from him in a while. Nothing like the way I first heard from him. Like everything was just gross.
Yeah.
Anthony Jizzynig. Oh dear. Yeah,
I don't
he
know who
was,
this comic is.
yeah, some of the jokes were like the jokes about him were like, yeah, sure, he's the Aryan poster child. Like, yeah, he's so he comes out on stage and he says, yeah, my family's just like the Brady Bunch. I mean, we're not perfect, but my father did die of AIDS. And then he says, that's my opener. We're gonna build from there. Like that like this was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Oh shit.
And he's yeah, like I don't know what's happening now. I
Let's
like
let's let's Google the guy. Let's see what's going on with Anthony
he's got a
Jeselnik.
couple of specials, he's got a couple of albums out, and yeah, like he had his own TV show for a while, and they fucking censored him. And he had to cave because he had this whole show running, and he had like dozens, if not 100 or more people working on the show. And the producers told him, "You can't tell that joke. You have to apologize. You have to." So he wrote out his contract and then dipped, but he wasn't going to get his show shut down and have all these people who were working on his show suddenly be without income.
Right.
It was really weird, really rough.
Uh, he's got a couple of shows in Montreal in July.
Yeah, because you know what? French language people, you can't censor them at all in Canada,
Yep.
right? Like they changed the national anthem in English. They can't fucking touch it in French.
No.
So I only sing it in French now. I know a lot of English speaking Canadians are upset with me about that one. But guess what? In French, it's not just the national anthem. It's a song of righteous holy war. Right? Like it's
It's
pretty
also
dark.
longer, eh? It's a much longer song than we were taught in school.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's more verses, but
Yeah.
like "Car ton bras se porte l'épée, il sait porter la croix" is your arm knows how to carry the sword, it knows how to carry the cross.
Yeah.
And they can't touch it.
No, what I'm saying is he's playing on the 29th of July. He's got two shows on the 29th of July, one at 7 p.m., the other one at was at 9:30 at the Olympia Theater. Tickets look like they're available. You want to make a road trip to Montreal there, Twin?
What day's that?
July 29th. I'm guessing it's a Saturday.
Ah,
Yeah, it's a Saturday.
if you get tickets, I'll take care of
Look,
it. Yeah.
look, we got some spam. Hi, I want to offer promotion of your channel. Viewers, followers, views, chatbots. The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Auto on, incredibly flexible and convenient. Order management panel. Everything is in your hands. Turn it on, off, customize. Go to doghype.com.
Ooh, go somewhere? You're not going to take care of it for us?
No, I
Idiot
think I'll
coop.
pass
Like,
their Idiot Coop.
what the fuck?
His name's Idiot Coop. Idiotic.
It
Idiotic Coop.
it may
Thanks,
as well
Idiotic
be
Coop.
fucking scam@india.com.
Yeah, probably. Spam? That's not porn? Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? Well, we had a Twitch comment. That's nice. Do we have any Twitter watchers right now? Let's take a look and see.
Just me.
0 viewers on Twitter.
I don't count.
I guess not. It says 0 viewers. That's okay. We got another message from Mr. Pox Toxic. Oh, there was this one too. Okay, I want to share this because I'm not sure what the lines mean. Kind of want to know what's meant by the lines.
Oh, Gorlock? The enormous,
Is
maybe
that her name, Gorlock?
like, okay, so the point of these lines is that double chin is the same size as the rest of her face.
Well, I remember seeing a comment, like it was on, he screen capped it from either Reddit, Discord, or 4chan. I can't remember. It's like, her head's bigger than her boobs. How do you get that big and your head's being bigger than her boobs? And then someone said, well, they're trans. Oh, well, that explains it. That, yeah, she is a beastly thing. I didn't hear what she was saying on the whatever podcast. So I don't, all I know is the image. So,
Yeah, no, and I saw some spam about one of her, was it a TikTok or a short on something, leaving the club and just hating on men for not coming on to her, and him.
Is
I
that
don't
what
even
she
know.
was upset because no one was hitting on her?
Yeah, and like like it made this claim of I'm obviously a 10. What? Like
Well, that's the problem. Every woman is told that they're a 10 and believes they're a 10, when
thi-
in reality, most of them are 5s or 6s or 7s. The only C-Mac's a 10, but everybody else is 5s or 6s or 7s.
like yeah, it
Craig the pronoun respecter. I don't know. It's just worked its way into my. They fucking did it to
see,
me. The fucking
thi-
worm got
thi-
in my brain and they've done it to
this
me.
is what's weird. When you get a certain kind of fat without hair, your gender no longer matters. You can't tell because they all are the shape of babies, right? And the same way with a baby, without seeing genitals, you can't tell the sex of the baby.
It's true. That's true.
And they hit it. Why? Because babies are that fat. Babies are, 60% body, 20% head, and 20% limbs. And when you get ridiculously fat like that, you hit those same proportions, right? Because your chin and all this fat that expand is part of your head. So is it a tranny? It doesn't matter anymore because it's that fat, and it is genderless. It's a genderless blob.
So if you want it, if you're, what do you call it? If you want to achieve androgyny, just eat a bunch of
Yeah.
cookie dough ice cream, like a pound, like a ton of it.
You're bro, no one could tell it was a dude, so all Troons need to do to pass as female is become morbidly obese to the point of androgyny,
Yeah, that's it.
right? And look,
I solved gender dysphoria. Fat equity has
yeah,
a new meaning.
it's just the hair. Without the body hair, you can't tell. And the same way you can't tell with babies, and that's what's really odd is that yeah, you hear
You know what
the
else is odd about babies? They all look like Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill was morbidly obese, motherfucker.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you look at a baby, looks like Winston Churchill.
Oh. Yeah, no. Do you even lift, bro? Should be like a standard thing that we do on the show.
I
It
think
should
we
be a
will.
yeah.
I think we will until I achieve Canada man proportions. I think when I achieve Canada man proportions, like a physique, I'm gonna have the Ammunation live stream be called Ammunation, whatever number it is, Canada Man Realized, and I'll do the show as Canada Man.
Not a bad idea, but I like the idea of like the do you even lift, bro? Because like I'm 40 something,
Yep.
you're 50 something. That we should be talking about it because we're engaging in it and we can tell people as part of it like how we do it
I
and
mean,
watch the progress, right? Like I don't mean to stop, and unfortunately I have this thing we're doing here regularly, so I have to commit now. Right? I can't do it for 13, 14 months and then slack off for 8 months because I'm being watched now,
there
right?
you
Like
go. Not a bad
yeah,
idea. You're right. It'll actually keep me motivated because I put it out there that this is what I want to do. There's another trainer at the athletic club I'm at. His name's Spencer. I might have mentioned this before, but he was training this young girl, and they kind of like, oh, I think I did mention this probably last time.
mm,
Anyway, They were working on the turf area for floor exercises and stuff, and
Mhm.
they kind of moved into the area where Chevy and I were training. He's like, "Oh, sorry." I'm like, "Oh, no, don't worry about it." She was doing push-ups. She can do push-ups better than I could on my first day, and probably better than I can do them now, kind of thing. And then I got to talking to Spencer, and I said, "Yeah, my goal is to look like Captain America by December 1st." He's like, "Oh yeah, well that's good." Then and I said, and if Chevy can't make me do that, then he gives me my money back. He said that he'll do that, and and then every time, and when I saw him later, he's like, "Hey Spencer," he's like, that's America's ass," and I thought he was insulting me, like he was calling me America's ass because
No,
of
that's a
what I
line
said.
from the
But then
movies.
he's like, "No, I was just joking with another trainer about that line from that Avengers movie." I'm like, yeah, it was funny. Don't worry, Cap. That's America's ass. Anyway,
And then he
uh,
fights himself and knocks himself out cold, and
and
he's
looks at
laying
his own ass.
prone, and he sees the ass pointed up at the sky, and he says, "That is America's ass."
Funny, I never looked at Black Baby and thought Churchill. Well, no, not Black Babies. Ajax. Savage
Yes,
Ajax. Oh,
Ajax.
you're right. White babies look like Winston Churchill.
Hashtag not all.
No, white babies. Anyway.
No,
Yeah,
because
no, I'm fine with having Do You Even Lift Bro as like a regular segment. We can totally do that.
yeah, and look, because uh, Pox is younger than us, but you're not a spring chicken, kiddo.
How old
Ajax,
Pox? He's in
though.
his 30s, right? Pox is in his
Yeah,
30s.
yeah. He might well be in his late 30s and refusing to admit it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And he's a
Well,
big boy,
'cause I
right?
remember him saying, "You're not much more older than me," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm 52." So, okay, so you're 14 years older than me. Okay.
Yeah. And like I'm 40 something. I'm not 40 anymore. Ajax is our age, right? And there's a lot of things that happen differently at our age when it comes to fitness, right? Recovery time is a big deal.
It's terrible. Terrible.
All he said is Eddie Murphy looks really young.
There you go. There you go. 38. Oh, you're 38, Pox. Sorry, my mistake.
But yeah,
I'll body slam all of you. Yeah, no, if they probably don't have them at Planet Fitness, the medicine balls for medicine ball
no, they
slams.
don't.
Yeah, because then the lunk alarm would go off. But if you ever get a chance to do medicine ball slams, dude, it is such a satisfying workout.
I believe you. I love smashing things,
Yeah,
but that's part of biology,
yeah,
uh, and not male biology. It's human biology.
yeah,
We
yeah.
like to break things
Well,
every
we want to get
opportunity we get.
everybody needs to get their aggression out to a degree, right?
We if we can justify it, smashing something,
Hmm.
so satisfying.
I'm waiting to go down into I went on a tour of this place, right? And they showed me all the rooms with the different equipment and the different places where you can work out and yada yada yada. And I remember seeing a room that had uh, those big fucking tires and the sledgehammer,
Yes.
or so you can pick up the tire and the rope, so you can do the rope
Yeah.
whips. And every time I've gone there, I'm like, where was that room again? I can't remember where that room was. And then Chevy told me today it's in the basement. I'm like, oh, cool. So next time, maybe I'll go into the basement and try out some of the stuff down there. I know they have a couple of rowing machines down there. They've got the big tractor tire and the sledgehammers, but I need to learn the technique to do it. So,
Mhm. Sure.
but
It's chopping wood.
yeah, it is. It's
It's
just
the
you
same
have to
exercise.
position your feet right. You've got
Yep.
you've got to bend your arms, bend your back right. Otherwise, you're not getting anything out of it, or you're going to injure yourself, right? Craig and
Sick.
Irving, hey guys, Six is here.
My man.
Rock, Ajax, CMAC, Costin. Hey, thanks for popping by, Six. Very awesome. I liked your little dad joke in Twitter, by the way.
Yeah, that was That
Fucking
was
hell.
magic.
Oh, you missed my joke. You'll have to watch the live stream after the fact and go back and watch No One Tells Jokes Anymore, because it made Irving Twin bust out loud laughing like a guffaw, not just a. It was like ha ha ha. He really liked it.
Yeah, for a bad joke, it was fucking great.
It wasn't a bad joke. It was a great joke. What are you talking about? You may have already
Oh my
heard the
god, did
Brian Leeds
they
one.
actually
What?
get out of the first round?
Holy
Wow.
shit.
That's like 20 years?
Yeah, tire flipping looks fun as well. It looks like a hell of a workout because you're using your whole body. And so is the hammer swinging. I bet it does. I bet it's a lot of fun. The Leafs won something. Yeah, I mean, it was bound to happen. You play enough games, you're eventually gonna win. Anyway. Hibby sucks.
Ajax might be drinking too.
Maybe. I am drinking water in this ridiculously large cup that the wife got. Look at this fucking thing.
I'm drinking whiskey and running out. So,
oh, look at this thing.
That's
32 ounces. That's a big fucking cup.
Yeah, it really is. It's a little weird, actually. It's too long. It should be wider and shorter.
Well, she got this because it fit better in the
cup holder.
Cup holders in the car, because we have ones that are shorter and wider at the top, but they don't sit side by side very well. Now the problem with these ones is if you had it next to your arm's constantly banging into it.
Mm.
So
yeah, I can see it. But circling back to do you even lift, bro?
I should try caber toss. When I become a strong man, then maybe I'll do caber toss. It'd be a very small caber. We're talking like it'll be like a piece of birch wood, like a branch.
No. Go with the proper log.
I couldn't do that.
It's like the anti-spear. It's a weapon. You got to remember the Scots were not allowed to train with weapons. Right. Same with the Chinese. They weren't allowed to train with weapons. That's why they have things like the kamas and the nunchaku, right?
Yeah.
So they had to use farming equipment and
fuck you, C-Mac. No. There's a ladies division. Women toss the caber, do they? No, it's just I don't have the upper body strength yet. I've got to work on it. When I become a strongman, I'll go to Fergus Highland Games and enter into the caber toss. I've always wanted to wear a kilt, so I could buy myself a kilt. I could go to the caber toss and compete. But I'm not a strongman yet. I'm still a flabby old man. So
for now, yeah.
A bunch of bearded dudes in dresses tossing logs at you is a good deterrent. Yeah. They're skirts, technically, not dresses, but point taken.
Straight goods, that would terrify me.
Yeah, you imagine if they got regimented and there was like a row of 20 of them and they all, at the same time just fucking launched these big logs.
Yeah, like holy shit.
And they went, like
yeah, no, and because they aren't wearing underwear, that's really that's the selling point as a weapon.
You paint a dick on a demon on your dick, and that really scares them. So when the wind flaps up, they see you got a demon for a dick.
But trying to circle back to do you even lift at our age?
Okay.
A couple of key things for people who might be interested are something called volume over time. So because we have much longer recovery times and working out 45 minutes, 60 minutes in a gym hard can put us out of commission for over a day. So sometimes you might need 2 days break. What works for a lot of people is spreading the workout throughout the day. So like something that I've talked to like my cousins and cousins' husbands about is, do you think you could do 10 push-ups? And they're like, yeah, I think I could squeeze out 10. Okay, so do 10. And they're like, what, now? Yeah. Go ahead, do 10. Because if you can do 10 now, and then an hour from now, you're recovered. Like you didn't hurt yourself. You can do 10.
No.
No.
No, I mean, no, you didn't hurt yourself. But not from
Oh,
doing 10 push-ups.
okay.
No.
Sure. But squeeze out 10. It's hard, maybe, right? But an hour later, do them again and do them again an hour later and aim for 100 in a day.
Yeah.
Spaced out over hours.
Yeah.
That's not unreasonable.
No.
And I know a guy who in his 30s weighed 300 pounds and started doing that with 5 push-ups.
So you would do 50 in a day? Or you do 100?
He would do 50 in a day until he could do 100, 10 at a time.
Yeah.
But he started at 300 pounds. And now he's under 180 and has maintained that for 10 years.
I think the doggy needs to go out.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's great. No, and you know what? That's the goal, to be able to do that. Like right now, I can do 10 like real push-ups with my back straight and everything. Not very deep. What's wrong? You can come in. Crazy dog. Not very deep though. If I want to do deep push-ups, I've got to do knee push-ups. I've got to get on my knees and I got,
You'll get
can
there.
I can do 10 of those, no problem. And I'll do 3 sets of 10 of those. You got to go out? She got to go out. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, go. I'll carry this as much as I can.
Go on.
The dog can see the ghost in the corner. There's no ghost in the corner. I'm drunk and spiced up and filled with espresso, and no, there are no ghosts. I've had enough nightmare fuel with the fucking robot tonight. So we'll go back to volume over time. So just doing the work over time can have huge benefits and eases you into deep recovery times that guys our age sometimes need. And the best part is doing it can help condition you. So if you're out of shape, even if you used to be in shape, if you've never been in shape and you want to try, yeah, it's never too late, right? Obviously, consult with your doctor about, your heart health, so you don't drive yourself to a cardiac event. But doing some kind of work is better than doing no kind of work. It's probably even better for your heart, even if your heart is not in great shape. Now we get to say bad things about Jews quick before Brad gets back. No one's stopping the chat from saying bad things about Jews, but YouTube is stopping the hosts from agreeing. But more importantly, we should talk about doing things for ourselves, healthy things, good things, decrying this weird fat acceptance bullshit. Like, it's terrible because eat goy slop and live sedentary. Yeah, no, Pox. That seems to be the message. And also, guess what? The good people at Pfizer have a medication to help you not be fat, even though you're eating goy slop and living sedentary. Eat well. Eat the way your ancestors ate, okay? Eat meat and vegetables and nuts and honestly, sometimes bread and pasta. They're not the culprits. It's refined sugar. It's bad habits overall. If you eat enough good things, there's just not room in you for bad things anymore. So instead of having multiple donuts, you'll have one. Instead of having a third scoop of ice cream, you'll have one or two. And yeah, that volume over time idea is a great way for people in their mid 30s to 50s to get started. Because I did that a long time ago, lost 60 odd pounds, got
No idea.
into
Now we get to quick before Bragg is back.
yeah.
Look, I am a free speech absolutist. People can say whatever they want. I just might shake my head and judge you. Um, LOL. Eat
For the
void
record,
slop and live
Greg judges me
sedentary.
a lot.
Holy Vault. I used to start every day with 30, 30, 30 push-ups, 30 sit-ups, 30,
Yeah.
30 squats. Need to start doing that again. Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea. What I do, because my routine's pretty regular. I get up in the morning. I eat a protein-rich breakfast, typically 2 eggs and some whole grain toast, or 3 eggs sometimes, or some eggs and back bacon, or pea meal bacon, if you will. True, being healthy is hate speech. Yeah, I saw a woman released an article. Gutfeld tore it apart,
Oh my
where
god.
she's saying that staying fit is a part of white supremacy that comes out of the slaves. It comes out of slavery.
Turns
Apparently,
out white supremacy is a good fucking thing. It's good for everybody, not just the white people. If you just take part in white supremacy, you'll actually be very healthy and sexy and successful. This is not like some crime used to oppress other people. Everybody can do it. Whatever they call white supremacy, just start doing it and you'll find that your life improves dramatically.
okay. So I'm glad you got there, because it sounded really terrible when you first started speaking about it. But I understand what you're saying. They're equating, when they do this, I'm talking about liberal white women, college educated liberal white women do this when they start equating things like punctuality, things like a strong work ethic, things like uh, being a strong member of your community, being neighborly, that kind of stuff. When they equate that with white supremacy, what they're really saying is, well, people of color, black people, brown people, that's not part of their culture. So when you exert that kind of lifestyle, you're rubbing it in the faces of people who normally wouldn't be punctual, who normally wouldn't have a strong work ethic. So what you're like, you're showing your racism on your sleeve. You're like wearing it on your sleeve. So what Twin's saying is basically all of the things they're equating to white supremacy are really just good strategies for a well-rounded life. They're
Right.
not white supremacy. They're just
Because it's not
positive
about doing
strategy.
things for the white culture. It's not about doing things for a corporation. You do them for yourself and it betters your, like, why is bettering yourself somehow considered white supremacy? Yourself might not be white, but go ahead and better yourself and you'll be accused of internalizing your white supremacy.
Ask
Like,
your doctor if white supremacy is right for you. What the fuck? I love liberals now. Yeah, I'd show Gutfeld's clip, but you're always really concerned about.
this is your channel. Uh, I have enough strikes, thank you.
What I'll do is I will link Gutfeld's clip. How about that?
They took down a whole fucking video of mine,
I
a
know.
whole live stream.
Where's my history?
And while you're finding it, time under tension. So sometimes people think in sets, reps, and multiple sets. That's less important than the time under tension. If you've ever worked out before, you may know that sometimes you're suddenly struggling to push a weight, struggling to straighten your legs, and oh, it's so hard. That's the moment. That's the game. When you're struggling and refusing to give up, that extra time, right? Suddenly your reps aren't smooth. They're not happening one rep every 2 seconds. The last 2-3 reps are taking longer. That time under that tension is where you're making your best gains. You've tired the muscles that are anti-fragile, and now in that moment of struggle is the muscular glory,
All muscular and shit.
right?
Yeah,
That that's
today
where you
Chevy
really.
had me working on my hamstrings on a machine.
Mhm.
That was a good workout because I never really, apart from walking, I don't really exercise my hamstrings very much. Um, he had me do some upper arm work where basically I hit a half squat, I put one hand on my hip, and then I pull the cord with the other hand, and then I switch.
Mhm.
That was a good workout. And then, of course, we did the medicine ball slam, which I'm probably gonna do next time. I'm gonna go tomorrow, so I'll probably go do some of those. And he gave me 15-pound ball. I'm like, I'm gonna do a 20-pound ball because the 15-pound ball was way too fucking easy. And you start to burn, like your heart rate gets up, but I don't feel like I'm exerting myself very much. The only reason I am is because I'm doing it in quick succession and I'm going down and up and down and up.
Just remember, 20 pounds is a 30% increase over
There you
your
go.
last ball. So that's a big jump,
Right. Yeah.
right? Okay. C-Max comment, please. In
Uh,
ballet,
in ballet, they will force a stretch until you start to shake, and that's when you start the count. Oh, there you go.
that's the same in martial arts.
Yeah.
That yeah. Oh, yeah, you've been in this horse stance for 5 minutes, but it's not deep enough. And some 240-pound black belt will come put his elbows on your shoulders and push you down with his weight and then say, "You're starting again."
Can you squat on the balance ball? I probably could squat on the balance ball. Yeah, I squat on. He is a.
Yeah, but what can you squat?
What do you mean?
Can you squat weight or can you just squat yourself?
I can squat with weight
Ooh,
on the
on the
balance
balance
ball.
ball?
Oh no, I haven't done the balance ball yet. I probably could. Like what now? Right now, he's got these mats, these like stacked boxes, so to speak. Right, they're like foam boxes, and so I use them just as a guide. I don't squat to sit. I squat to know when to stop squatting. My ass hits it, and I get right back up. The other day, he had me doing without the box, or no, he did it with a lower box. That was on Wednesday, so I was squatting much more deeply with weight, and that was a fucking hell of a workout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine. I moved 50,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Sounds way more badass than I did X
10
reps.
reps with 10 pounds, or,
Yeah.
X reps with X pounds. Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I'm doing a labor job on the side, and we had office people come down to the warehouse, and I was telling some people I made this whole bit, my brain ran away with it, about how when the office people come down to the laborers, how it feels like planet Earth, right? And here we have the common laborer in his natural habitat. And the office people are like, "Ooh, I've never been this close before," right? But it ran away with it. I ran away with it. Like,
Yeah.
ah, yes. As survival strategies, he is not clever, nor is he flashy. He is, however, incredibly strong, moving hundreds, if not thousands, of times his weight in materials every day.
Romanian deadlifts, bro. Blow them thighs up. Yeah, I'll be getting there very shortly, I'm sure. He's got me on fundamentals for the first month, and then fundamentals 2 for probably the first half of the second month, where it's more complicated stuff, more free weights, less machines, less, what
Is
do you call it?
Romanian deadlifts real? Romanian squat or Romanian split squat. I know what that is. Romanian deadlifts, I don't know that's a thing. I think that's like, here, let's try to give you a hernia.
It's where you're bent over and you're lifting up to your waist.
No, that's a regular deadlift. The Romanian split squats is you have your leg behind you on a bench, and it's more like a lunge,
Oh, okay.
but deadlift it just sounds like, yeah, no, we're gonna give you a hernia.
Be careful, they do bite. Romanians?
Yeah, the bite.
Romanian deadlifts are done with dumbbells. Yeah. I think, yeah, now I recall. Yeah. Yeah, there was an exercise in my routine. He sent me a bunch of exercises to try on my own. See if I can find them here.
Did I tell you I added 20 pounds to my deadlift?
Yeah, you
It's
did.
not impressive as deadlifts go, but for me at 160, I'm pretty pleased.
Yeah, here it is. Barbell Romanian deadlift is where you lift from your knees to your waist, basically. Dumbbell. Where's the dumbbell? What the dumbbell bent over row? Yeah, I'm probably going to do that one next. Where's the other exercise thing here?
You basically have one just over each thigh and squat low as fuck and come back up. I'm sorry, man. There's some fancy workouts that and exercises that don't make sense to me. I understand the Arnold press versus the standard shoulder press or overhead press, if you prefer.
Everything I've seen is the Arnold press is a waste of extra movement. You're not getting anything out of it.
That's bullshit. I
What the,
I
what,
know that.
you
I
mean
know.
the dumbbell press where you twist your arms as part of it?
I know from martial arts there is good reason to rotate your shoulders during the press. That of course the rotation. It's a rotary muscle. You have a
Sure.
whole fucking muscle inside your shoulders
Right.
for rotation that gets damaged. Yes, the Arnold press has value,
Okay.
right? Like, yeah, if you've ever thrown a ball, you know how that it's a rotary socket.
No, I get it, but is doing it with weight of any value, or is just moving it in that direction what's exercising it?
Obviously, the rotation means you can't do it with your max weight the way you can just straight press.
Right.
So you do it with less weight, but that actually will strengthen the rotary cuff and, yeah, prevent injury in the future. And
You
Arnold
say
won 7 Olympias. Like, yeah, he knows something. Like you can't
no,
say
no,
he
I get it,
doesn't.
but he's also a showman and a personality, right? So it makes sense. It's like Bruce Lee was a movie star. He was a martial artist, but he was also a movie star. So much of his persona is tied up in the fact that he was doing showmanship. Part of the argument being that Arnold was kind of when he did the Arnold dumbbell press, the Arnold press, it was a lot of showing off. It wasn't a lot of actual benefit for the rotation. But I'm not going to get into an argument with you. This is just what I've read and seen from other fitness people.
Also,
Want to do something calisthenics style? Do some sumo arm thrust for 15 or 20 minutes. You talking like this? Is that what you mean there, Pox? I
on a
think that
bag, maybe? Or like,
in the air is probably just as good.
so what was really funny is the
Dying seems like you will die. Dying seems like a bit much. Regret and suffering seems sufficient. Yep. Sorry, you're about to say.
no, just Potts was once saying to me, I don't think I can ever get super fit because he's a big boy. Like he's bigger than you. He's like 6'3", 6'4", and almost 300. Maybe he's less now. I hope he keeps it up. Uh, get fit, bro. Uh, and he was saying, yeah, no, I don't think I can get super fit, but I can get like sumo fit. and he posted a picture of a sumo wrestler, and I recognized the sumo wrestler, right? And I was like, "Oh, that's this guy, and I love him. He's great. I've seen a lot
Yeah.
of this." Right? Just yeah. There's versions of fit, and
Yeah.
there's versions of fat, and that's where the fat acceptance movements goes wrong. Is they'll say, "Oh, look at this person who's technically morbidly obese." Right? Oh, but they're so healthy. It's like, you're not. You're disgusting. You're a gross example of humanity. You're the worst thing that can happen to a person, right? You're gonna die before me, and I've been smoking poison since I was 9. Yeah.
It says something about, the how far society has come, where 100 years ago people were dying of starvation, and now people are dying because they have too much food, right?
And the what's his name there? It's not Hobbes, it's the other one.
um
K name. German. Kepler? No, that's not right.
can't
No. About tolerance.
I'm not up on philosophers, man. I don't really know a lot about philosophers.
The idea of
Kierkegaard.
no. Oh, it's another K name. They're all the Germans are K names, god damn it.
Well, except for Wittgenstein.
But if you tolerate intolerance, then intolerance will win, blah blah blah. And yeah, it's some weird argument.
Oh, what's her name? Ayaan Hirsi Ali said something similar. Tolerance of intolerance is cowardice, is what she said.
Yeah. It's older than hers though.
Oh, sure.
And but the left has been using it to, you know, deplatform Tucker Carlson, and it's like, no, bitches, you're the problem. You're
Yeah, they're the
the
ones who are intolerant.
yeah, you're the intolerance
Yeah, you
that we're
can't tolerate
tolerating,
other points of view.
and we accidentally gave you the power now, and you're abusing it. That's the problem, right? Like, and we've been tolerating things that are intolerant, like this terrible fat acceptance, healthy at every size. Like, uh, like, I get it. Some people are a little overweight. We have weird food, and it's not always natural. But I look at some people and think, how did you let it get that way? Because it's the only way it can happen. You let it. You allowed it. And now, instead of looking at yourself and saying, I'm unhappy and I should do something and change it, you've been convinced by these fucking assholes that, like Planet Fitness, you shouldn't improve. You shouldn't do better. You should demand everybody else not only accept you, but love you and think you're fucking sexy. No. What? This is white supremacy that I don't find you attractive? No, I don't find you attractive because you're not attractive,
That's right.
motherfucker. Like, holy shit, what the fuck? Yeah, it's so oh. I can't read it.
It's Doge saying, "Man, buying condoms is so awkward. I should buy something else so I don't look weird." So he goes to the cash with a box of condoms and a spade, like a shovel. The fucking expression on Doge's face is always fucking hilarious.
It reminds me of the weird time that I went to Shoppers Drug Mart, and I just needed some things, and I grabbed, so I'm at the checkout, And the girl there, I was young. I was 22, 23. She was young also, but she was just eyeballing me and she was chatting me up as she's checking through condoms, uh, vitamin E hand cream, black garbage bags, and duct tape.
Jesus. Irish Rose in the house. Hey, Irish Rose, thanks for popping by. Believe it or not, when I was 11, I could bench press 130 pounds. That's
I,
awesome.
I do believe it. That's what I bench press now. So
I don't. I don't know what I bench press right now because I haven't done it. So I've done it on a machine, and it's pathetic. I don't even think I can do.
Chevy's doing you a disservice if you don't know what you can bench press.
Well, I just don't remember. Like I remember putting the weight on, but I don't remember what it was. It's not that it's doing disservice. It's just I don't remember what I did. Based. It had an aggressive streak and was biting everyone, but got some hormone injections. I guess the gelding didn't work, so great. He figures he's a stallion still. Oh, she's talking about a horse. Horses being dicks.
I hope so.
It's not a biter. I'm not a biter. I'm a picky eater. Well, it's good to have. It's good to be of discerning taste, C-Mac. Anyway, folks, we're just coming up on 2.5 hours. I know we started a little early, but I think I'm going to call it. It's almost midnight. I need to get my full night's sleep. Taking the dad out for breakfast tomorrow, then off to the gym to work out a bit and do some grocery shopping. So I know you all want to hear about my Sunday plans, but anyway, I think I want to call it a night. What do you think, Irving? Is there anything else you want to say before we call it?
No. We covered everything. This
I think we did.
motherfucker with the goddamn balls, absolute gall. Like, what else can we say besides
Motherfucker right
this
here.
motherfucker right here?
It's true.
What else needs to be said? Holy shit.
Yep. If he cannot leave office soon enough. Thank you very much. A couple more comments before we go. Being a good son for the win. Have a good night, boys. Yes, yeah, I'm trying to be a good son. My dad's pretty cool in his old age. Good night, all. You too, C-Mac. Right, folks. Wag. I don't know what that means.
Warhammer. Or
That's what the orcs say. That's right.
yeah.
All right, folks. I got to think of a final thought that I haven't used before. Whatever. I can't think of one. Anyway, any final thoughts, Irving?
Wait. I can taste you on my lips and smell you in my clothes.
That's from a song, I'm guessing.
It is, yeah.
All right, let's see if I can think of one. Shit.
Cinnamon, sugary, and softly spoken lies. You'll never know just how you look through other people's eyes.
It's true.
Yeah.
One part the Fuhrer, one part the Pope. The inevitable return of the great white dope. Good night, all.